Peace, what's up, y'all? So, this is Queen Sarita. I'm coming at you with another important video. This one's about basically how can you get to know your tarot cards. So, I have definitely written down some ideas for you that I want to share, and here they are. So, first of all, I want you to ask your tarot deck this question to get to know your tarot cards better. You can do this even if you're an experienced person with tarot, also, even if you're a beginner. But ask your tarot deck this question to get to know your cards better. And here you'll be laying a simple tarot card spread. So this may be your first if you're a beginner, so congratulations. And basically, here you're going to be laying this tarot spread. First you'll shuffle the tarot deck, then you'll lay the cards down in a pattern of 1, 2, 3. So first card you lay down is going to be your 1, and then you've got 2 and then 3, and lay them down. The one closest to you, if you, however you want to do it, the first one you lay down, that's your 1. And then I want you to ask this question after I get some water. And here's the question, okay? Basically, you're going to ask your question, but each of these cards, of your 1, 2, 3 cards, are going to be having a part of the answer that you're looking for to understand your tarot deck a lot better. So what you'll do is you'll please ask this question. Please comment on how I can get to know this tarot deck best for me. So ask yourself then what answers come up in each tarot card. And then please share your answers, spreads, and what you feel your tarot card reading is saying to you. Remember, there's no wrong answer, not at all. It's really about connecting to the cards the best way for you, and I want to help you to do that. Now, after doing many tarot card readings myself, I've had a necessary desire and a need to share and to use tarot to make money. And I have had to find the best ways for me to connect and to build a bond to embrace the tarot cards over the years. So since I have connected to my several decks, like I have 20 different decks that I have in my little collection, and I'm not really trying to build that up, and I didn't even plan that. So since I've connected to those several decks, I can give you some tips on how I've done it. I'm going to share some tips with you on how you can, take these into your consideration, on how you can get to know your tarot cards. Now, what's neat is it's an exciting time to learn so much about a tarot deck, especially in a subtle way, because we're learning about it intuitively also. Now, if you've made it this far in the course, then you really are intrigued by this whole nother magical life, which is actually tarot. And tarot, with all of its rich, mysterious history, well, it's come a long way. You never really heard of tarot cards before, but people still hold these ideas and beliefs about tarot, sometimes still to this day. So some of you all may be struggling with your tarot deck and connecting with it because of certain things, beliefs, things you've heard, different misconceptions that people have had and judgments. And I want to help you to dispel those things, because these people will have these judgments even without knowing what tarot actually is. And today, it's a spooky thing for some folks, this tarot thing, just because they're ill-informed about the system of tarot. And it's unfortunate. But what we can do is educate ourselves. So it should come as no surprise that tarot is still looked at as naughty and unconventional and maybe even a bit rebellious or even unnecessary by certain folks, okay? So despite the bad press from people who don't even support tarot, there are hundreds of people supporting the sale and the use of tarot cards these days anyway. I mean, that is the truth. Let me get this light over here. And basically, the real truth is also heavily coming out about what tarot deck actually is, too. All of this has been going on over the years with the popularity of tarot cards actually growing. It's still neat how you can see this light of mystery still associated with the deck of tarot cards, truly. So today, there are even some religions which don't support the use of tarot cards or cards in general. And there are times when science has said before that it too condemns the use of tarot cards or, using tarot cards, because they're like, don't understand it. There's a lack of understanding with tarot cards and using them, and they didn't want to get into tarot cards. So that's, some scientists have said that. And often these sorts of people, they see tarot as a waste of time, or they may even feel tarot in general is something unreasonable, or it's a waste altogether. Now, I want you to get ready to grab your tarot deck or even pull up one online as a picture. And then take notice as you look onto your tarot deck of cards. And I want you to take a good look. And I'm using a crow deck right now. And when you look at these cards, we're dispelling the mysteries around them, because there's nothing, hidden in this card deck. Like, I've used the tarot deck over 100 times, and there's no light coming out of it. It doesn't have a life of its own. I'm the one who is interacting with the tarot. There's nothing that can come in and take over my tarot card reading. Okay? No matter what these shows show on TV and stuff, it's not real. So yeah, as you see, these are just cards. So we're dispelling the mysteries around them, so that way if there's any fears or anything, I want you to start touching these cards. I mean, I even went through this stuff at the beginning too, of needing to find a special way to connect with my cards myself, because of some of the misconceptions that were out there. So I've developed my own connection with my cards over time. And one of the main things I stopped doing was telling people what I was doing anyway. That helped. And just worked with tarot by myself, secretly to myself, besides working, and practicing. That was it. So anyway, as you use tarot, I want you to remember to release any images about the tarot which don't serve your higher purpose. And also leave the fake, scary crap out of it, because it's not like that at all when you use tarot. It's just not. The other thing is, after all, you're wanting to know tarot. So let us set aside all and any adverse meanings and, imaginings of tarot for now. And then please consider tarot for what it is. A tarot deck is just a tarot deck. It's just a pretty deck of cards that have pictures on them, basically. And so, how can you really get to know your tarot cards? Well, here are some of the ways that I use that. You can sleep with your tarot cards, put them, in the bed with you on the side, and hold them at night. You can sleep with them underneath your pillow. You can have them wrapped in cloth, or you may just want to put them underneath your pillow. It's always better to err on the side of caution with the tarot cards. But also, you're the one interacting with them, so they don't have to be, kept in a golden cloth or in all that kind of stuff. But do something that works for you. Also, take them with you everywhere. That's one thing I also did. I did sleep with my tarot deck underneath my pillow here and there. And I would also pull a card in the morning, which we'll talk about in a minute, which is, doing a daily card pull and letting that card sit in the house over time, or I'd take a card with me, or I'd take the whole deck with me. But I always made sure my cards were protected in the box or wrapped in a cloth. When I took them everywhere, I had them in a purse. I would just not tell anybody what I was doing. It's like I put mints in my purse. It was tarot cards in my purse instead. So that really worked for me, because I could be at a coffee shop, I could be out, and I'd have my cards with me. I'd be ready to do readings for myself, get understandings about my life, do readings for clients, get deeper understanding on what was going on in my life and in my work life and in all kinds of areas of my life at the time. So the other thing I learned and did with my tarot cards to get to know them a bit better was I pulled the cards out, can touch, look at the cards, look at each card, and look at the meanings of them and see what you get. Also, journaling, that helped. Journaling with the cards. And basically, when I journaled, I used the card as the theme. And I'd sit this next to my journal and I'd write. Really love doing that. One moment. Yeah, so what else? Study the language of the tarot cards. Take a card, commit to learning each one. You don't have to learn them all on one day, but taking them out and interacting with each and every card and planning to discover different things about it, it just is going to help more than it doesn't help with your practice. Also, listen to the cards. What are the cards saying? What, as you look at the card, what is it actually saying to you? You know what I'm saying? What does that card say to you? And make a note of it mentally, write it down, record it, practice, 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 but take your time. Also, declare what you want to get. Declare that you want to get to know your cards better. And declare that you want to get to know your tarot cards in a peaceful, loving way. That helps too. But also put the cards in a protective cloth or a bag. I find taking extra care with the cards really does help with subconsciously letting you know that this is something that's important to you and you want to get to know the mysteries of tarot. Also, you can store your tarot cards with the crystal. That helps to keep the energy high with the cards and the vibration. So yeah, those are some of the things that I actually did and clients have done, and different ways you can connect to your tarot cards and, get to know them better. So there are many other ways. Yeah, I use candles I always have candles by, but burning candles around my cards, incense for sure, clearing them in the sunlight, the moonlight, people will do that. What else? Always washing my hands before handling them. And yeah, so those are some of the ways. We talked about a tarot journal. Meditation is another one. I had another huge one that I definitely did. And in this course, another way is path working, journeying with the card. And I've done a lot of that, looking into the card, going into it, and imagining you're in this scene and what would be happening. Or that you're looking through a doorway, you open a doorway up, and what's happening in here? And these are ways to get to know your cards. Because each image is telling a part of a story, and each deck has a different story to tell in a different way, but the same story. So it's so neat. So yeah, let's get to the next lesson. I don't want to make this lesson too long. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace. NaturallyHighlife.com, Queen Sarita. This is a part of our online course, Awakening to the Intuitive Language of Tarot.